Hey guys, Rob out here at ImAlwaysInHotWater.com with a little bit of a supplemental video on the uh, Pro Sports 3660 Sportfish, and I'm doing this because I foobarred the first set of videos just slightly, and that'll teach me for not double checking my documentation and notes. In my defense, in the heat, I had about 4 boats I was working up about 48 hours ago, and you can consider this video a supplement. Those videos calling this a 2004 vessel will remain up because they do give you an overall view. I am just running the GoPro. The other camera's coming out much grainier than I'd like after editing, and I'll try and get closer on a couple spots, but this should be a short one. You guys don't need to listen to my voice any more than you probably already had. So, to clarify, this is a 2005 Pro Sports 3660 Sportfish in wonderful condition, solid vessel. I will tell you, you will not find a cosmetic crack or crevice that I have seen. Obviously, hire a surveyor and bring a mechanic and do your due diligence. But overall, she's in wonderful shape. This 05 vessel was not put into service until 2006. It was owned by the original owner for about 2 years, where the second owners, who now currently have the vessel, have had it since 2008 and cared and loved on it. These guys are serious fishermen, and they use this vessel to go in our immediate offshore area here and fish. This vessel, the sellers of this vessel just had the intent of keeping it, and now are decided, after they just put $25,000 of service into this boat, give or take a few dollars here and there, now they have their eye on a much bigger fishing vessel. So it's time for this one to go, and I'm going to try and cover the points and try and get close up on some of those things. First and foremost, keep in mind, it wasn't, where you're getting into $25,000 worth of, problems. It's just, things that need to be done in boat ownership that will help you, in keeping your vessel running properly on salt water, especially for basically a 10-year-old vessel. Now, first and foremost, again, I'm saying that the boat was brought up to Marsh Harbor, and the bottom paint was taken all the way down and redone, and 2 coats of Trinidad have been applied, and that was done in the last 10 days. Just to give perspective, I think today is August the 24th. So if this boat lists for a little while, you can kind of get a grip on when this is being shot, but I don't expect it to. It's a highly desirable vessel for diving, for fishing, and for family fun. A multitude of features here that will put you in a real nice shape. Now, when purchasing the vessel, I don't know why. I mean, generally when the harbors or the marine shops could have pulled a computer report, the seller is indicating to me probably has about 1,000 hours on the motors, which when you service these motors at every 100 hours, that is, exactly where you should be in this type of situation. These motors have just been completely serviced head to toe, including anodes, starters, thermostats, water pumps, fluids, and that was done 3 hours ago. So you are turnkey ready. In addition, I want to make note, there are manual jack plates that were manual, not hydraulic, that were installed on this vessel. And I know with this GoPro, I got to get up tight because it shoots from a distance. And to gain better fuel mileage, this vessel with 500 horsepower at about 24 miles per hour, being about 21 knots, is going to give you about a 1 gallon per hour fuel efficiency, which is wonderful. I was told at 40 miles per hour at 6,200 RPMs in snotty water, your fuel mileage will be horrible. And we all know that's going to be the case regardless. So anyway, there's generally your running specs. For most people, you'll be in the 1 gallon per hour burn up to 2. And if you feel like you need to adjust the jack plates, these guys feel like they got it just right. They also told me they very rarely use the trim tabs. I would assume this boat planes out pretty quick if it even comes up. Another thing that I want to note is that I didn't in the first video, and I want to get up close. This is not a C20, it's a C120. It's a working Raymarine, but it needs a firmware update. Okay, that also is tied in with the Raymarine closed array, which is working. It is not installed on top right now because the vessel was trailered to Ross Marine, as all of the wiring, including these switches, the panels, everything was rewired all the way to the engines. So from here on back, everything was redone, and that was not cheap. I think that was about $11,000 or $12,000. In addition, adding in, this vessel had fly-by-wire, and generally because these vessels run wet down below, in salt water, fly-by-wire tends, it is my understanding, I am not an expert, tends to corrode a little bit quicker than most. These have just put in regular cables, run all the way back. And what I'm going to do, I didn't show you guys in the, both port and starboard, just so you can see your cooler boxes. And in fact, this vessel had a genset on it when originally purchased, which is actually installed up underneath. I'm not going to pull out this cooler box. Up, down, up underneath there, which typically is a wet area on these vessels. And they actually replaced the genset, and that didn't last a long time either, the one that they put in, and a replacement's about 10 grand. So by the time you get done with everything else. So generally their thought process is if they were going to keep the vessel and go with a genset, they were going to basically try and install it up in this area. But for these particular gentlemen, they don't even really use the air conditioning or anything else, even on shore power. I will have, when the mechanic comes back again, just fire that up. I don't know when the last time that AC unit was run, but neither here nor there. That will be, it'll be a bonus if it's good, and if not, for what the vessel's being sold for what the work that was just put into it, you're going to be right where you're at. So, fact of the matter is, you can run values. I didn't even use a marine appraisal guide on this, which is going to give you true values from a surveyor. My guess is marine appraisal will come in at about 75 to 80,000 minimum with the work on this vessel. If a surveyor got out here, and replacement cost will clearly be probably somewhere in the $150,000 to $200,000 range. If you use layman's, which is the only thing available out there to most of you guys at NADA, for what the boat is being listed for is what basically the value is, and that is just in average condition, and this hull is in above average condition. Don't take my word for it. Come see it yourself. Even the cushions, as I showed, have been replaced. They show a little bit of wear and tear. You got plenty of deck space. Your engines have been well cared for. All of the service records have been documented. I think that the service gentleman's also coming out the other day. The right throttle wasn't as synced with the left, so there'll be a cable adjustment going there. He may have been out here yesterday. And you also, I want to keep in mind, you have a seller that is not trying to recoup all of the money he put into the boat, where most people would list this boat at $89,000, $90,000 and try and get back what they just put into it. They understand, if they were going to keep the vessel, that was what they were going to have to do, and you are going to reap the benefit of that. Just think about that. When you buy a 10 or a 12-year-old or 15 or 20-year-old vessel, you are rewiring, you are just constantly dumping money into it. You have an amazing opportunity and a great head start here on this vessel. Let me get closer up on this. On this vessel, with that work being done, you got fresh bottom paint, fresh service. You got plenty of life left in those Suzukis. I mean, they're great motors, and you're up to speed as far as they go. Maybe 5 or 6 years from now, you may want to repower. Maybe you want to go up to 300s, but that isn't on the seller. that would be a decision you have to make. Here is that stovetop. Let me see if I can get it. You got some crusty dilapidation here, but the stovetop does work. I forgot how much, I think in the first video, what the replacement cost was, but me, I would just use it until I couldn't stand it no more. AC controls. Let's get up over here. Let's just take a quick peek here. It's a beautiful boat. I'm just going to tell you that right now. I mean, it's real nice. Real nice buy. This, as motivated as they are, no one's giving the boat away. And I wouldn't expect you to. Reasonable offers will be considered, and what you think is reasonable and what we think is reasonable, I'll be quick to tell you as far as that goes. But overall, you have a real nice situation here. I wonder if he finished. Oh, yeah, he did finish up on these sides. Your stainless polishes right up. He was out here the other day. You can kind of see where you got a little, you get a little bit of like that, and it just cleans right up. These guys take care of their vessels. They treat them as, they're going out offshore. They are not taking any risks and any chances in any which way, shape, or form. Now, back to another point that I talked about. Remember, as I said, sending unit or gauge just went out. That would be something I'd probably consider getting fixed. That's not going to be on the seller. That'll be on you or being forward with it. Everything else works. I did go up there and hit the windlass up and down where I didn't before, and we were fine there. And also you have your adjustment here. I want to get up close with this GoPro. I don't know, when I stand back just a couple of feet, it looks like you're miles away. So since I'm here, trim tabs, and also you're running a I can't think of the brand name, commercial through-hull transducer. You got a side transducer on this one. This commercial transducer, it's my understanding, will adapt to the 210C with a software update. That's a little out of my realm of electronics and computers. But it's something that was put forward to me as in conversation. So there's that, and in addition you have the close array, which would have to be installed. It's being kept off if the vessel is going to be picked up for shipping by road. Everything's up there. It's a quick and easy install. Well, maybe not just for every Tom, Dick, and Harry, but for somebody that knows what they're doing, it isn't that big of a deal. And this battery's running. I think this vessel is only running dual batteries. I was told they were fresh, and your switches are, I know on some of the vessels they have them up on the side. Your switches are right here, 1, 2, and 3. I could probably rip the boat apart and get to the batteries, but I don't really want to, so let's just put that in mind. Anyway, I want to get in here just so you guys can see some of the work that was done. I also see here we got a Handtrax True Charger 2. I didn't have that noted on the listing, so there's that. And in addition, and you guys, if you can see all the wiring right there alone, in fact, there's the port cable, and everything has been replaced and redone. And just so you guys get a quick look in there, you can see why it was so expensive. Just take a quick look, see if I can get up in here. Oh, let me try and get that right there. I mean, you're dealing with a lot of work going from the helm to the stern of the boat. But anyway, overall, like I said, hey, get a surveyor, but the boat is pre-owned, 10 years in service, being sold as is. My only question would be, where exactly are the hours at? But honestly, based on service, I wouldn't be too concerned about it. And if it was me, 1,000 hours. I've had boats with 2,000 hours that run better than ones with 100 hours. So you guys know, the more in use, the better off you are, as long as you're servicing and taking care of things that need to be taken care of. Outriggers are going with the vessel. Now, I haven't had this vessel out on the water personally myself, but that sea trial would take place during survey, or if you waive survey and you want to just come on out, that's fine too. We'll get you out there. This is a deep water dock, so we're not really tide dependent here, and kind of go from there. As noted, you got two 150-gallon tanks, and also the your fresh water should be about 100 gallons, and gray would be, I think, about 35, right around there. So overall, real clean, real nice, real pretty. You know, basically turnkey, ready to go. I'm sure there's a switch here and there and a bulb not working, as there always is. We all know what works on a vessel today does not work tomorrow. But I think you're in a real good spot here, and these guys really want to move up to that bigger vessel. So, as also not noted in the FERD, there's a small lien still left on the vessel. Really not a big deal. It can be satisfied very quickly, and the key would be there. Documentation services. This is a documented vessel, and what we would do is obviously at the buyer's cost order an abstract title, and then documentation services will also fill out Coast Guard satisfaction of lien form once the bank releases that paperwork, and then you can redocument in your name. I think most documentation services are anywhere between $300 and $500. I like D&J Jones documentation. Mr. Clay Hassel does an excellent job. So anyway, Rob out here at ImAlwaysInHotWater.com, supplemental video, 2005 3660 Pro Sports. I apologize for calling it an 04. That's my mistake, and it wasn't put into service to 06. So hopefully this helps you guys out. So anyway, Rob out here at ImAlwaysInHotWater.com. Moving on to the next boat. Wishing you guys a great and safe boating day. If there's something I missed, let me know. Fish station, wash down, I think I pretty much covered it. Live well, cooler, yeah, there you go. All right, Rob signing off.